All right, dudes, let's talk about Hollow Man because the Invisible Man remake ish is coming out from Blumhouse, which I am incredibly excited for. So, I'm going to talk about Hollow Man today, and tomorrow I'll talk about the Invisible Man from 1930s. I actually enjoyed that Universal Monster movie, Invisible Man. Like, I thought it was fun. And we got this movie in 2000. And this is one of those movies, especially from the 2000s, where you really had that type of 2000s isms, if that makes sense. Funny enough, it's directed by Paul Verhoeven, which I honestly always forget that he directed this movie. I don't even think about him directing it. And I think that's pretty cool because Verhoeven has a lot of interesting films, and I guess this makes sense because he does do a lot of different types of films. And I do like how he directed this, and I like that Jerry Goldsmith does the score. And the score is actually pretty memorable. On rewatch, I kind of forgot how great the score was. But of course, this movie has some problems for me, and I notice a lot of people feel the same way. But the CG in this movie is very, very outdated. And there's moments in this movie where I'm just like, oh my god, like this is ridiculous, and it's from 2000, so what do you expect? But I mean, it still gives it a charm to it. It's just blatantly obvious how far we've come from CGI from 2000 to 2020. So, and this is 20 years old, which is pretty interesting. And it has a good cast to it. I do like Kevin Bacon a lot of Sebastian. I think he's good. I think he's scary. I think that he's effective being this character, but I'll also explain why I don't really think so as well. But also Elizabeth Shue's in it, which she's great, and you got a younger Josh Brolin because Josh Brolin I don't remember seeing much in 2000. I feel like he probably gained more acting chops in like late 2000s, 2010s. So it's cool to see him in an older movie like this because I just didn't expect it. And again, I haven't really looked at his filmography, so I don't know if Josh Brolin was in much during this time, but it's cool seeing him in an older movie. And so I like the cast. I liked all three of them. I thought all of them were good. But also another negative for me. I'm gonna go back and forth with these positives and negatives. The other negative for me, and I know this you can argue that this movie is just pulpy, cheesy, like stupid fun, and it is for the most part. But the one thing that annoys me is that Sebastian, Kevin Bacon's character, after he takes the serum or whatever, not serum, whatever that stuff is called that makes him invisible or hollow, he starts to become really crazy. It messes with his mind. And I just felt like the way that they executed him going crazy like really went too fast, if that makes sense. For a movie that's 2 hours long, I feel like they didn't give enough time for him to be that crazy, which is weird because it's 2 hours long. You would have expected them to build that up more. But no, with a line of dialogue, it's like, oh no, he's crazy now. And somebody even said in the dialogue earlier in the movie, like, he already is like this before like became hollow or invisible. But it doesn't really make sense because he wasn't like a rapist before like he became invisible, or he didn't try to like murder everybody before he became invisible. So they were saying the point like, oh, he's already been this unhinged, and I just think that's a dumb line. But that's a small negative. It's not like I'm looking at this movie for like serious stuff like that. Like he becomes evil pretty quick, and I mean, it's annoying to me, but I shouldn't take it too seriously. It's not trying to be that. It's a goofy 2000 horror movie, and for the most part, I do really enjoy Hollow Man, despite little things like that, like the CG being really outdated. But it does have some charm to it, and Kevin Bacon kind of going crazy too quickly. But again, I shouldn't really base the fact on that when it's a movie that's about a person becoming invisible, anyways. So I'm just kind of being a complainer. But I really thought that it was fun. I thought it was a fun movie. I liked all the performances. I really, really liked the last act. I think the last act is awesome, where it's him and Elizabeth Shue's character. I don't know why I forgot her name already, but him and her, and he's invisible, and they're on a broken down elevator that's like they fall on it while Josh Brolin is up there hanging on. And he's like, Sebastian says to Elizabeth Shue, like, you want to have another kiss for old time's sake, because they were together before. and she kisses him. What she does is she knocks off the thing on the elevator on the top, or she grabs on, and then she
Go to hell.
knocks down the thing on the elevator, so she's on the hook. He falls down and dies, presumably in an explosion. I know there's a second Hollow Man. I don't know if it's the same character, Sebastian. I've never seen Hollow Man 2. I will, just out of sheer curiosity, and because I'm a completionist, I will watch Hollow Man 2 sometime. But as of now, in my mindset right here, he's dead. He couldn't have survived that like crazy fall and explosion. But I mean, there's movies like this, horror movies that do that all the time, where somebody like falls off a cliff and then they survive from an explosion. Like, so I could see there being a sequel, and there is a sequel to this, but I could see the character coming back because horror movies aren't based on logic. But I thought overall the ending was awesome. I really liked the third act. I really liked the characters. I really liked the acting. I thought it was creepy sometimes. I think it is a modestly fun thriller, and I did enjoy Hollow Man on rewatch. I thought it was fun and solid with a lot of aspects to it. Hey guys, if you like this video, consider checking out my other content. I review a majority of films that are pretty recent, and also older films, and mostly horror as well. Horror is my favorite genre, so I expect a lot of horror. And check out all my links down below. I have a link to Patreon. I have a link to Instagram, link to Twitter, link to my Facebook group, Horror Enthusiast 101, and to my own personal Facebook page, CDR Movie Reviews. And thank you for anybody who watched this video. Thanks for watching.